The ganja, that's my jam. You feeling me? I enjoy the way weed enhances my experience of music, of art, comedy, and especially nature. Reefer is how I would rather relax. You too? Yeah. And I love how pot inspires my own artistic endeavors and creative expression. But more importantly, for many others, it serves as a much-needed medicine. It gives people a better quality of life, and it means having better management of their symptoms. Even curing diseases as traditional methods fail. But I didn't come here today to preach to the choir. Y'all didn't come to hear me preach to the choir, did you? But until we can smoke a blunt in our own backyard without the fear of being landed behind bars for it, we have much work to do. Today I'm asking all of you to help me promote a positive perception of pot. Will you stand with me? Yes! Speaking out to friends, not just people who are like-minded, but speaking out to friends, family, co-workers, complete strangers. If you stand up as a responsible adult advocate for the legalization of medical and marijuana, we can make a difference. By portraying a positive image of a pot advocate, you can help shatter stereotypes, shed old and outdated stigmas of a plant from being harmful, negative, and false to beneficial, versatile, and necessary. Some opposition voters, they don't let little things like facts and figures and the truth get in the way of making decisions at the ballot box. They don't need your research, proof, or studies. They vote according to their emotions. They vote according to how they feel. And once you factor in confirmation bias, forget about it. Because they filter and accept only the information that they already agree with. But what someone already perceives to be true. And you can't hardly change their mind. It's a little bit of a waste of time. The good news is that those people, their numbers are shrinking. The bad news is they're shrinking because they're dying. Worse news, it's our grandparents. Somebody giggle. I am a comedian. It's okay to laugh. I propose that by being upstanding citizens, by being pillars in your community, you know, the respectable folk, that I think that we could purposely put forth and portray a positive perception of pot, as pot users, as marijuana advocates, and cannabis patients alike. Yes. We can help normalize what has been demonized for far too many decades. And if we can alter their perception, that's how we can change their minds. And if we can change their minds, that's how we can influence their vote. And if we can influence their vote, that's how we, the people, can legalize marijuana. For those of you who are too afraid to speak out amongst your friends, family, you're too afraid of rejection, retaliation, or retribution, we're going to have to ask you to commit to stay committed and keeping yourself informed and contacting your representatives on a regular basis. Don't just get all feel-goody here and then go home and forget about us. We need you to keep on working. Now, I also need you to be persistent, be polite, but be persuasive. And I got to tell you, I do my fair share of cussing politicians, but I make sure and use proper grammar, and I spell all my words correctly when I do, all right? Millennials, where you at? Now, I apologize for tasking you guys with the brunt of all this work, but you know, you were born in the age of the information age, and you were born with smartphones in your hand, so it's kind of your job. Yeah. Right? Us Gen Xers will back you all we can, but you got to remember, we're losing our sight. We can't read the fine print very well anymore. And as for the ones older than us, you know how hard it is to teach mom, dad, and grandpa, when they get a new smartphone. Oh, God. However, if that garbage dumpster in the Oval Office manages to hammer out tweets, we can too!
Yeah!
So, it's up to you guys. You are the ones that have to influence your peers, dispelling negative propaganda, myths, and outright lies. Are you down for it?
Yeah!
But in all seriousness, the ones suffering because of prohibition are always the ones that suffer the most vulnerable in our society. The sick, the elderly, the young, women, minorities, those living in poverty, and those living in cages because they smoked a plant. So let's do our part. Let's be a voice. Attitudes are definitely changing in our favor, but for those who are suffering, they are not changing fast enough. I thank you today for standing up. I thank you today for speaking out. Together, we can end prohibition. Thank you for participating today. Thank you for partnering with me to promote a positive perception of pot. Peace!